Why hello there, Limit here, and today I have some bad news. If you are expecting some useless data, you are going to be pretty disappointed. All the information today is actually somewhat practical to know. What is this world coming to? On the bright side, I do have Patokia here to help me with some testing, and basically today we are rambling about how to make Great-Greatbow damage. Basically, it's another way to play the bow. It's a lot more complicated than simply using all the damage amplifying items. So yeah, there's a reason why I'm selectively cropping the screen out in some of these fights. So, before we get started on the weird ass Dark Souls 3 data, I have a question for you. Besides best waifu, because it's the maiden in black. So, the question is, if you were to shoot a millward arrow into the floor, which is basically a landmine, because they're so goddamn powerful, but after you have shot it into the floor, you take enough damage to put you into the critical health range and your red tearstone ring activates. When it explodes, do you get the bonus damage? I mean, it seems pretty simple, right? There's only two outcomes and you have a 50-50 chance of being right. So, let's give these two choices a label. We've got choice A and choice B. A is, when the arrow explodes, it takes your AR. B is, when it explodes, it takes your AR from when the arrow was fired. And the best thing is, regardless of the outcome, there's some really cool, truly ways to abuse both of these scenarios. If A is true, we can make a great bait mate build. Simply cast Iron Flesh and ready your bow. Meanwhile, you're tanking loads of hits. Let loose the arrow, and if they keep attacking you and your health becomes critical, that arrow is now going to explode with the force of 1000 suns. Not bad. But if B is true, you can start the game with the LLOYD'S sword ring, get a free shot for some extra bonus damage. Then, as long as you shoot the arrow into the floor while you have full health, it's going to explode with bonus AR, regardless if you're hit or not. And if you are a competitive player, that is probably the outcome you want to happen, since that's a lot more easy to guarantee. So then, I'm off to do the final research. Here's a picture of a crab. I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh man, that was a bit more complicated than I expected. There were some weird bits which I think was due to counter damage. I know for certain the bow can super counter, but I now think I have an answer for you. So, there are several ways to prove this. So let's make sure the crab music is playing, because shit's about to get useless. One way to prove if the way it works is A or B is to use the LLOYD'S sword ring, and we can even prove this using hollows. So with the LLOYD'S ring, we consistently do about 796-ish damage, give or take a small amount. But if you take damage and it is turned off, you only deal 715 damage. But I've included a hack. If I backstep, it removes some HP, so let's fire an arrow and then backstep. And what do you know? When you fire the arrow, it takes your AR from when the arrow was fired, which is really goddamn weird. And it even works in reverse. So if you fire an arrow, then heal up, it doesn't care, it just cares about your stats when you fired the arrow. But let's find some more proof that B is to be believed. Oh man, that's bad. Kill me, kill me. So how about the Dragon Torso Stone buff? Well, it works as you would expect. Here is a normal shot, just as a controlled example. Now, this is what happens if you fire and then roar. There's absolutely no change in damage. But if you roar first, then you fire, you do get the bonus damage. This buff only works about 7 seconds, and you can time it perfectly. So, if you use the roar, wait a short while, you're able to have an arrow with bonus damage despite your character no longer having the buff. Which is... I don't know. Oh man, it's getting a bit weird. But let's move on to the final nail in the coffin. Let's test the red tearstone ring and the Morian blade. For brevity's sake, I'm just going to call this hyper mode. So, let's fire an arrow, make your health 1 before it explodes, and see if the damage changes. It should remain unchanged. Oh. Right, for some reason, the first two modifiers, the Dragonstone and the Lloyd Ring, only care about your current stats when they are fired. But I have no idea why the hyper armor items work in this way. But this does help explain why I had so much trouble in the tests I had with Patokia, since I thought it was probably counter damage or the explosions did thrust damage or something really weird. Well, not as weird as this, but I thought it'd be something odd as well. To be honest, I don't even. So yeah, so if you said A or B to the previous question, well done, you got it right. Congratulations. Or should I say concrabulations? Oh god, that's pretty bad. But do you want to hear something really, really awesome? Or bullshit, or just ridiculous depending on your definition. You can actually stack all of these together. So you could use the Lloyd Ring and the Dragonstone, fire an arrow, go to low health, and you're going to exceed the maximum damage that should be possible. Under normal conditions, you can't stack the Lloyd's Ring effect and the red Tearstone ring just because, the conditions to meet both are just incompatible. It should be impossible to do. But nope, with the Millwood bow, you can actually do it. It's actually really legit. It's actually an incredible buff to the weapon. So, let's wrap up a bit. I was going to do a bit of PvP talking, but this video is going on long enough. So here is some tips. So when it comes to the Millwood bow, the Lloyd's Ring is core. Start the duel by shooting them for bonus damage, and shoot the floor before you are hit, and that arrow will retain bonus damage. The red Tearstone ring it's a cool effect, but I'm not sure how good that's going to be competitively. That being said, I think I could refine a build here, since in this footage I'm showing you I had no idea what's going on. But there's one fight in particular I do want to talk about. While I was trying to be a smartass, this guy had a really clever build. It's using the Obscuron ring and the Lloyd's Ring. So right off the bat, while I wasn't paying attention, he hits me for some pretty damn good damage. Although I would probably recommend using one or the other, since we can see the effect of the Lloyd Ring despite him being somewhat invisible. And even then, after that, it's got a good strength sidearm, a great sword, and then it even has the fist, Kestus, or however it's pronounced, to poise through my attack and deal lightning damage. And if you are inside a dragon form, you are weak to lightning. Apart from that, I got a shockingly amount of wins, because I had no idea if this is even going to work. This was before the data. I got a lot of my wins by beating them the old-fashioned way, my shield sword combo, lefty mode, using it the wrong way around. I did lose quite a lot of duels, to be honest. But yeah, that is the end of this really odd, long data talk. Maybe in the future I'll actually get around to doing a bit of PvP commentary, because I really want to get into some particulars of these kind of builds, which I can't really get across in the montage meme videos. But in any case, I hope you have found this educational and or interesting. This has been Limit, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.